What's going on, YouTube family? How y'all doing? Chef Joseph, the entrepreneur, back at you again with another video. Chef Joseph, the entrepreneur, back at you again with another video. Man, I haven't talked to y'all in a while. I've been extremely busy, actually, and finishing up on the book. I had some adjustments to make within that. I wasn't satisfied with what was happening with the editor, so we had to change hands and all that kind of stuff. But however, it takes a lot of mental power, brain power to go into writing a book, especially your autobiography. But I want to drop a video with y'all today. Glad y'all watching, everything like that, and thanks to the subscribers and everything. But just wanted to drop one of the thoughts for today. You know, and the title of today's subject is No Loose Change. No loose change. No loose change. That's going to be the subject, the title for today. And so we're going to talk about having no loose change. You can translate that to also say that I have no more change to spare. You know, you have no more change to spare. And so, isn't it amazing how, again, not throwing shade, I'm just putting it out there. Like, isn't it amazing that you can have, or you can see people on the corner that can ask for money, that can beg for change, but yet you can offer them a job and they won't take it. You can offer them a job and they will refuse to work, but yet they're on the corner asking for change. Not cool. That is a very strange thing to me. I guess some people may say, well, why should I, have to work if I can get it for free? Yeah, those type of mentalities tend to leave people stuck. You dig what I'm saying? But no loose change. In this season that we're in now, this is just my personal opinion. I know you have people who choose not to work or choose not to get up or they choose not to do anything for themselves, and they just want to freeload off of other people. Not cool. But I have no more loose change at all. Sometimes you can pull up at the store and you can see people, not everyone, of course, but see people, they just like they scope and they already see who coming up and they looking you up and down to see who's going to bite the hook. Just say it that way. But when they've asked me at times, they don't realize that they walked up on the bear. You know what I'm saying? Because first thing I'm like, okay, if I give you, let's be reciprocal here. If you need change, I need something done. Hey, let's make it work. Well, where is it at? Right around the corner, And then they have something to say about it. Like they want to reason with you where it is they got to go to move stuff or whatever. And this is just not saying, this is just a kind of a rough example, but it has happened many times to me. And probably to you as well, where they want to question everything about you offering them a job for money, but yet you're not supposed to question them. You know what I'm saying? They can ask you for change, but they're not supposed to question you at all. Like if you have opportunity, they're not supposed to question you. You know what I'm trying to say. And it's very backwards. You know what I'm saying? Because if you are asking for 25 cents to $1 on the corner, and someone said, okay, I'll pay you $30 to help move this furniture, seems like that's a pretty good lick. You would think, right? Wrong. In some cases, that is. But I find in today's society that I have no loose change to give anyone. And I tell them quick, I don't give loose change. I give you an opportunity, but I'm not giving loose change. I'm not going to do it. That's just it. I've seen too many games out here. You can take and give somebody $1, and guess what? You turn around the corner, they come out to 7-Eleven with a 211. For those of y'all know what a 211 is, a beer, called 211. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, did you really need the money, or you just want to get your little freak on? You know what I'm saying? And so I have no more loose change. And I think at this point, I think if you're going to give money to people, you want to You want to be, use discernment when you do, give money to people, because a lot of times people are, I ain't saying all, but a lot of people are, I say a lot of people are not true to what they say their word is. They're not true to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's very unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? With the generation that we're in now, it's, and this is not for everyone, but a lot of people want it for free. They want you to give them, but you said, okay, let's go dig this ditch, and then I'll pay you to help me dig the ditch. Then it's all sorts of 25 questions. Is it too hard? As a man, you're going to be digging a ditch. It's going to come with a level of, with a little bit of putting your back into it, But it's very daunting, and that's one of the reasons that I decided to make a pivot, do a whole 180 in the situation that I was dealing with, in a good way. My health, everything, has come back. Not that it was so bad, but I was neglecting myself because I'm giving loose change, in so many words. You know what I'm saying? And, giving yourself away, and people taking advantage of all kind of stuff. And this season's over with now. And as a man and as a woman, as some would say, as far as who you identify as, I don't suggest giving loose change anymore, because now things are tightening up out here, and people need all that they can get. They work hard for what they work for, you know what I'm saying? And so why should you just give it away? It should be reciprocal, give and take and give. It should be a reciprocal relationship, with life. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem to pan out that way. And so I tell them quick, I have no loose change to give you at all. But if I have something to do, hey, you can help out, I'll pay you to do this. But you can stand on the corner, you know what I'm saying, and get yours. You know what I'm saying? We're working people. We have to get up and work. Most of us, the average person have to get up and do something for self. And again, I'm not going to fight harder for someone who's not willing to fight for themselves. That's for real. And some of you may find yourself in a situation that you are fighting harder for someone who is not willing to fight and get in the ring for themselves. How does that work? How does that work if you have to get up and make things happen for you, but they don't want to get up and make something happen for them? But then they're going to ask you for the change, ask you for $1. Unacceptable, unacceptable. Now, to those who have disabilities and things like that, I'm sure it's tough. It's tough for everyone out here. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it should be reciprocal. And I am not a proponent of giving away things for free. Not in 2026. There are times that I've seen the shelter guys that are still sitting still, and they refuse to move. But yet, 10 people pull up with some chicken dinners. Oh, they run in there, act like they hungry. 16 ways from Sunday. Hungry, you know what I'm saying? But yet, you go ask them for a job, or do you want to work with me to make some money? Everybody busy. Everybody play busy like they got something to do. You know what I'm saying? But they be the same ones asking for that loose change. You know what I'm saying? Don't give your loose change away. Seriously. You work hard for yours, and if the relationship is not reciprocal, then you should not keep giving it away. You know what I'm saying? Really. Especially the people who are not trying to move and do anything for self. Rule number 1, you have to do for self. But I just want to drop this video to kind of give y'all something, one of the thoughts that I had going on. And but in this season, there's no more loose change. You know what I'm saying? There's no more, I have no more to give you. You have to figure it out for yourself. Especially some of y'all grown men out here. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't figured it out, go to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? They got smartphones, chat, all kind of stuff out here that you can use to enhance your knowledge base. You know what I'm saying? So that's today's title is No More Loose Change. Like and subscribe to the channel. Go to HeCameDuringTheCivilWar.com. That is the new drop. HeCameDuringTheCivilWar.com. All right, y'all have a phenomenal day. Remember, no loose change. Peace.